podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Hello and welcome to ZPG Ice Maidens, the only dedicated Women's National Ice Hockey League podcast.
Part of the ZPG network of UK ice hockey podcasts.
We're in partnership with
the Hockey Art Club, hockey clothing for hockey people.
Worn by the best
and hated by the rest.
Listen to the ZPG network.
Get a 10% discount on everything
at hockeyartclothing.co.uk.
Just enter the code ZP10 on checkout to get your discount.
We're also part of the Sports Social Podcast Network,
the biggest sports podcast network in Europe,
boasting over 450 podcasts
for more than 15 different sports.
Hello and welcome to the latest edition of ZPG Ice Maidens. This week is kind of a double episode where we'll start off giving you the updates of the previous weekend's games and news, followed by a full review of GB U18's successful gold medal winning tournament in Latvia. But first we start with the news and the bombshell that GB head coach Mike Clancy is to leave his position. Ice Hockey UK confirmed this week that Mike Clancy has left his position as head coach of GB Women. Since taking up the role in 2021, Mike, along with his assistant coaches and support team, helped guide GB Women to promotion from Division 2A, followed by retaining the team's position in Division 1B over the following two seasons. Most recently, he oversaw GB Women miss out narrowly on the next round of Olympic qualification with a narrow defeat to the Netherlands. Henry Starlens, Chief Executive Officer of Ice Hockey UK, said, "Mike leaves the position with our best wishes and a tremendous amount of thanks for the work he has done during his time as head coach of GB Women. As an organisation, we are committed to transforming and evolving the GB programme, both across men's and women's, to give our phenomenal athletes and coaches the very best opportunities of success in the coming years. This requires bold changes and we are unwavering in our commitment to move the women's game forward." Ice Hockey UK, as part of their strategic goal of professionalise to perform, will soon open a recruitment process for a full-time head coach for the GB Women's role, who will also oversee the whole women's programme. Clancy said of his departure, "I would like to thank Ice Hockey UK, the board and all involved in the Great Britain Women's Programme for giving me the opportunity to lead this group over the past 4 years. I'm proud of what we have achieved collectively and could not have done so without a dedicated backroom team who were equally committed to the success of the women's game and in elevating the programme as a whole. I leave the programme in great shape, knowing that the next phase is crucial and understand wholeheartedly the need for a full-time coach for the GB Women's programme, where the professionalism and time to develop the GB Women and support programme will be critical in matching the ambition of the Ice Hockey UK board." Andrew Partridge, head of performance at Ice Hockey UK, said, "The GB Women's programme is ready to push on to the next level. This is a testament to the dedication Mike has shown over the years, and he certainly leaves the programme in a better place. We thank him for the years of service to the team and wish him all the best as he now concentrates on his D-side Dragons season. With this new chapter, we hope to build upon the previous success as we look to develop the team further with the ultimate aim of 2030 Olympic qualification." Clancy undoubtedly has left the team in a better place, and when he found it, the team are not only in a higher division at World Championship level, but are also competitive against some big hockey nations there too. However, it is clear a fresh face is needed to push GB to that next level, but the timing is certainly unexpected. With Dumfries hosting the next World Championships tournament in just over 2 months' time, it doesn't leave the board much time to appoint someone, even less time for said person to work with the players with no planned training camps between now and then. We hope the board will act swiftly to bring someone in, but even more so that the person is a good fit, someone who knows the women's game and is familiar with the WNIHL. In other news, Alice Jones has left Guildford Lightning to sign for their Elite League rivals, the Kingston Diamonds. We start our games roundup in Division 1 and first of all in the North, where Nottingham Vipers clinched their first win of the season when winning 2-0 in Dumfries. Rebecca Speckman put the East Midlands side ahead at 27.09 from Emma Wilkinson and Olivia Oxley, before Alia Hemming made the game safe inside the final 7 minutes when she doubled the Vipers' lead. Solway player of the game was Megan MacArthur for what was a great show in defence. Lizzie Meikle was awarded the Sharks' hat after she made 44 saves, while on loan Kingston Diamonds goalie Georgia Ashton posted a 22-save shutout for Nottingham. On now into the south, where the Chelmsford Cobras welcomed the MK Falcons back to a Riverside on Sunday evening for their latest matchup. The first period saw both teams battling to get chances at each end, but equally being shut out, meaning it ended goalless after just 20 minutes. The second period saw the Falcons open the scoring inside the first minute, Michelle Lyle netting from Josie Milton and Ninni Taskanen just 27 seconds into a restart. Seeking the equaliser, Cobras worked hard to apply pressure on the Falcons' net and were rewarded with a goal from Charmaine Easton just before the final minute of the second period, Kezia Birchall registering an assist on the play. The third period saw similar end-to-end chances for both teams as they looked to secure the win and claim the 2 points. Cobras continued to shut down the Falcons' chances but were unable to find the back of the net for the go-ahead goal, and the game ended tied 1-1 with both teams leaving with a point. Chelmsford's player of the game went to the ever-impressive Christina Powell, while Falcons goal scorer Michelle Lyle took home the award for her side. The other game in Division 1 South between Firebees and Bristol was postponed due to both sides having several players missing on international duty with the GB under-18s. On to Division 2 now, and in the north, title favourites Telford Wrekin Raiders suffered a shock 5-4 defeat away to Widnes, with the result seeing the Wild leapfrog over their opponents to sit top of the standings. Telford scored inside the opening 7 minutes and would take a 1-0 lead with them into the second period. But with Widnes looking for a response, they drew back level 4 minutes into the second when Linda Decker scored a delayed penalty goal. The Shropshire side regained their lead 90 seconds later, but couldn't hold on, as Lise Gillen brought Widnes back level for the second time soon after. Telford were not to be denied though, and duly took their third lead of the game with 5 minutes left in the period, ensuring they would head to a second intermission with a 1-goal advantage. Telford outshot their hosts in the final period and grabbed a 2-goal lead inside the opening minutes of the session. But Widnes have made a habit of coming back strong late in games and ensured it would be an exciting finale when Ellen Tyler netted a couple of minutes later to make it 4-3. De Decker scored her second of the game with 8 minutes to go when she converted on a power play to draw the sides back level for the third time. Widnes hit a dramatic winner with 4 minutes to go when Gillen grabbed her second of the game as well. In the south, the Cambridge Kodiaks took another big step in their push for a playoff spot with a tough win against a good Slough Siren side. The hosts were organised and physical throughout the game, frustrating Cambridge in the early exchanges, but Josie Milton broke the deadlock with a wrist shot in the slot from Catherine Leake at 12:19. The lead was doubled after Sirens goalie Jerry Park received a tripping penalty. Yoa Hoshizaki scored off a resulting power play when she buried the puck from close range after great work from Alicia Anderson behind the goal to end the period at 2-0. Slough came out firing in the second period and halved the score through Emma Toos when she found the net a couple of minutes in from Kerry Matthews. But Cambridge soon restored their 2-goal advantage when they were awarded another power play as Sharon Khan sat for holding. The Kodiaks capitalised as Sarah Carvenan scored for Milton and Christina Ashley when she roofed the puck for 3-1. The game started to turn in the Kodiaks' favour, with the visitors outshooting Slough heavily. The pressure finally told as Megan Beagle received a holding penalty, and this was punished with yet another Cambridge power play goal. Christina Ashley walking into the siren zone and putting a shot past Park's glove side from Hoshizaki and Milton's assists. Cambridge ended the period 4-1 to the good. Alicia Anderson set the tone for the third period, netting just 10 seconds after a restart after she raced in from the Cambridge blue line off the face-off to make it 5-1. Vicky Brandon and Leake with the assists. Ruby Allen broke away for a sixth soon after from Natalia Pietrovich and Leake. Christina Ashley rounded up the scoring with 2 goals to complete her hat-trick, the first arriving unassisted with 8 minutes to go, before putting home an Alicia Anderson pass in front of the net with 38 seconds remaining. Josie Milton also collected an assist on that play to add to her ever-growing tally. The win leaves Cambridge top of WNIHL 2 South A with 4 games left to play. Coventry Phoenix have risen to second place in Division 2 South B after a 5-1 victory at home to Newcomer's Bristol Huskies. Sophie Gallen converted on the power play from Vicky Brentville and Michelle Ponter, just 3 minutes in to set them on their way, before 2 goals in the space of 18 seconds saw them fully take control of the game. Brentford getting both the goals, first from Ice Maiden-sponsored Lucy Farasvet and Nikki Blower, then the second from Jenny Adams. Bristol got a goal back at 29:54 when Amelia Worth scored from Chloe Hodge, but 2 more goals 28 seconds apart at the end of the period put Coventry out of touch. Adams scored from Jenny Maybe before Sarah Bagnall made it 5-1 moments later. Although the Huskies may not have come away with a point, it was an improved scoreline from the last time they played the Phoenix. So, very well done, ladies. Bristol's player of the game went to goalie Rachel Alexander, who had an outstanding performance, making 89 saves. The Haringey Greyhounds celebrated another impressive victory, this time 12-2, at home to Invicta Dynamics. The undefeated Greyhounds found it challenging at times despite the scoreline, with the Gillingham-based side having brought their A-game to the Palace last weekend. The home side also beat their attendance record for the season once again, with a crowd of 750 paying spectators. Jade Jones gave the North London side the breakthrough just 21 seconds in when she netted from Florence Southwood. Jones doubled hers and her side's advantage 7 minutes later when she converted a Daisy Williams assist. The Greyhounds would ensure they would hold a 3-goal lead going into the second period when captain Hannah Dolan-Davis netted from Annie Mackman on the power play. Clementine Chandler wasted little time in getting the scoring started for the middle session, finding the net just 26 seconds after a restart. Jasmine Jones then made it 5-0 before the 25-minute mark. Invicta did pull a goal back at 31:02 when Chelsea Meany scored from Kristina Ivankova, but within a minute Haringey had restored their 5-goal advantage when Tegan Walsh netted from Daisy Williams. There was time for 2 more Greyhounds goals before the period was over. Miri Pomeranz supplied Southwood with the first at 34:49 before she scored herself, unassisted, with a minute left in the session. Invicta scored a second inside the first 3 minutes of the final period, Meany converting a power play to make it 8-2. But a further 4 goals in 4 minutes put the exclamation point on the Greyhounds' victory. Jenna Johnson grabbed the first from Pomeranz at 53:27 before McMahon made it 10-2 less than 90 seconds later. Chandler scored 40 seconds after that from Walsh before Pomeranz grabbed her second of the contest inside the final 3 minutes from Johnson's assist. It was a tough game for the Dynamics last Saturday, but one bright spot was the return debut for Chelsea Meany, who scored both her side's goals and received the Player of the Game award for her efforts. We end our match report roundup with the Under-16s League, and the Kingston Diamonds secured a second win of the season thanks to Florence Plumridge, who scored the only goal of the game inside the final period from Eva Rizet and Erica Proud. It was a really competitive game, and despite D-side digging deep, couldn't quite draw back level. Alicia Smith was named Dragons Player of the Game, with Lana Boats taking home the Hardest Worker award. In the Southern Conference, Midlands Wrekin Raiders made the long trip to London last weekend and were almost rewarded in a close matchup with Haringey. The game was not one to be missed. Clementine Chandler gave Haringey the lead 6 minutes in from Niamh Walsh, but the Raiders were soon back on level terms, Maggie Whitmore scoring from Sophie Polak-Briggs and Bethany Gordon 5 minutes later. However, the home side quickly retook the lead a minute later through Cara Miles. Walsh then netted for the second time at 28:35 from Florence Southwood to make it 3-1. But Polak-Briggs made it a 1-goal game once more early into the final period. The goal was assisted by Whitmore as the Telford duo continued their excellent link-up play. The Midlands girls fought so hard to draw back level and worked well as a team to pull out some excellent gameplay, but were unable to salvage a point. Huge congratulations go to Sophie Polak-Briggs for her first Raiders goal, and a massive thank you to goalie Abigail Ransom, who was simply on fire in the Raiders net. MK Stormwreck took the lead at home to Bristol at 3:24 thanks to Jamie Lee. However, the Puppies drew back level midway through the period when Emily Parfitt netted from Evie Corson. But not to be outdone, the home side retook the lead moments later when Lee turned provider, setting up Freya Poole for a 2-1 lead. Bristol quickly responded though and would take a 3-2 lead with them into the first break. Molly Lehman brought the sides back level for a second time when she converted on a power play from Hope Corson before Elisa Harris put home Parfitt's assist at 13:45 to give the Puppies a lead they wouldn't relinquish. Amelia Worth netted what proved to be the final goal 3 minutes into the second period to make it 4-2. So then, that is the end of part 1. Coming up in part 2, we have a full review of the tournament in Latvia. Great Britain claimed 5 consecutive wins at the Volvo Sports Centre in Riga, Latvia, to take gold at the 2025 IIHF Under-18 Women's World Championship Division 2 Group A tournament. Try saying that 5 times quickly in a row. Their perfect record comes a year after a silver medal performance and sees them earn promotion up to Division 1 Group B for the first time since 2020. They started off with a warm-up game and beat Chinese Taipei 10-1. Ruby Newland scored at 10:27, Emma Lamberton 13 seconds later, and Lydia Lutwich at 12:21 gave GB a 3-goal lead before Yen Wei Lini closed the gap at 16:18. GB scored 6 times in the second period through Ellie Shaw, Cassie McGregor, Alicia Potts, Rebecca Voslinski, Grace Cooper and Lutwich with her second of the night. And then Izzy Bennett netted in the third period to complete the scoring. Lucy Holliday and Alicia O'Doherty shared half a game each between the pipes. GB began their tournament with a 3-1 victory over Kazakhstan. Lucy Holliday started between the pipes with O'Doherty serving as backup. GB impressed from the very first puck drop, outshooting Kazakhstan 11-7 in the first period. At the other end, Holliday made a string of good stops, including a great glove save to deny Sofia Muravieva. Lydia Lutwich went close early in the second period before GB went ahead when strong work by Rebecca Voslinski created the chance for Grace Cooper at left point, and after a shot was saved, Alicia Potts buried the rebound at the back door. Ruby Newlands then went close when she fired over Kazakh goalie Veronika Agayeva's head. Kazakhstan hit back within 3.5 minutes though, thanks to a great solo goal by Kira Krukolskaya, who waltzed into the offensive zone before beating Holliday with a deflected shot on the power play. Ruby Newlands had a goal disallowed when she tapped into an empty net following a collision between Cassie McGregor and Agiyeva, with the puck coming loose in the crease. But Ruby put GB back ahead with a wonder goal, receiving the puck on her own blue line from Cassie McGregor, going forehand to backhand to split the Kazakhstan defence and get in behind. Slamming the brakes on a foot from the crease, she steered the puck into the bottom corner of the net glove side with a backhand shot at 46-28. Talia Davidson-Wright looked to make the game safe when she stole the puck off the last defender, Nurayim Serakuzi, before advancing towards goal with a little shake and bake, but her effort was smothered by Agiyeva. Newlands then played a key part in GB's third goal, stealing the puck in the offensive zone off the last defender before cutting back inside Zere Zumash onto her backhand, then sending a swift pass to Emma Lamberton, who was screened between two players to fire home emphatically block aside from close range. Amelia Williams was named player of the game for GB, with goalie Veronika Agiyeva taking home the award for Kazakhstan. In the day's other games, Netherlands opened up the tournament by beating Chinese Taipei 2-1, while host Latvia saw off New Zealand 7-0 in the evening game. Great Britain made it 2 wins from 2 with a 3-0 victory over Netherlands. After making 21 saves in the 3-1 victory over Kazakhstan, Lucy Holliday once again started between the pipes and secured a 13-shot shutout. GB took the lead when Ruby Newlands carried the puck out of her own zone and fed Cassie McGregor on the left wing, who saw her shot saved. But Ruby, who split the defence before crashing the net, had both defenders tied up, leaving Emma Lamberton to come steaming in and bury the rebound at the back post. There were no goals in the second session, but GB went close when Rebecca Voslinski dragged a shot through the crease just wide, before Ellie Shaw shot through a screen with the puck popping up off the blocker. GB made it 2-0 early in the third period when Mia Forbes controlled the puck along the boards behind the net before picking out Isabel Bennett in the low slot with a backhand reverse sweep. However, the initial shot was blocked, but the rebound fell to Isabella Jajinska, who steered home with a low effort. With GB short-handed, Lily Endicott pounced onto a loose puck in neutral ice before gaining the offensive zone by protecting the puck from the Netherlands defender. Drifting slightly to the left, her speed taking her away, then firing a rocket of a shot across goalie Robin Verkayek. Isabella Jasinska was named player of the game for GB, with Zoe Kramer for the Netherlands. Kazakhstan beat New Zealand 14-3 earlier in the day, while Latvia beat Chinese Taipei 14-2 in the evening game. And after those two victories, Ice Hockey UK caught up with GB U18's coach Sean Alderson, who had this to say.
Ice Hockey UK TV in association with Intermotor, joined by the Under-18's head coach Sean Alderson. Sean, thanks for joining us. My first question is, 2 wins out of 2 so far. Tell us how things are going from your end.
Yeah, it's a good start. Obviously, Kazakhstan, we knew would be a tough game. I would think them and the Latvians probably on paper should be our 2 toughest games, but you can never know in tournaments like this. You've got still good. But no, Kazakhstan, tough, physical, as expected. We had to grind the result out. And then the Netherlands game, I think we should have maybe won about a few more pucks in the net. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just got to ride it through and get the job done and get it over the line, which is what we had to do in the end.
How impressive have you been with the transition of your team from back to front? Watching a lot of goals, the way the girls have carried the puck out of defence has looked very impressive.
Yeah, it's something we've worked quite a lot on in terms of transition from offence to defence and defence to offence. And I think we're moving the puck very well, and still obviously rooms for improvement. And hopefully a couple of more training sessions in between, we'll be ready for that game against Latvia, which I think will become the crunch game. But yeah, we're good so far.
Obviously, there's a game before that, but it is, and you can't count your chickens. How is it to prepare? You've got to, I guess, look at the game that's coming next, but also keep one eye on the other games to come. It's a juggle, isn't it, tournament hockey?
Yeah, it's getting the balance right. I mean, obviously, yes, we've got to be professional. We've got to stay grounded and make sure we get the job done in the next game, obviously. But I feel as though, with the way we play and the way we just got to stick to our systems, not try and play outside of them, and hopefully that should see us through against New Zealand. But like I said, they still got to get over the line and get the job done. But it should be an opportunity to maybe run the bench a bit deeper and make sure we rest in key players, reduce their ice time a bit, ready for the following game against Latvia, which could end up being a huge game for us.
Great Britain kept up their 100% record with a relentless 16-1 victory over New Zealand in Game 3. Mia Forbes led the way with a hat-trick as 17 different players scored at least a point. Lucy Holliday made a third successive start between the pipes with Alicia O'Doherty as backup. GB went ahead inside the opening 5 minutes when Ruby Newlands fed Lily Endicott to score a one-timer from the right circle on the power play. It was 2-0 only 85 seconds later thanks to a sweet piece of individual skill from Forbes, who created her own space in the offensive zone, and after her initial shot hit her skate, she buried the rebound. Strong work on the backboards by Rebecca Voslinski created GB's third goal as she fed Talia Davidson-Wright, who set up Endicott to fire in her second of the game. Cassie McGregor scored on a rebound from close range, and Millie Fulborn netted short side from the left circle as GB led 5-0 at the first intermission. O'Doherty replaced Holliday in the GB net at the start of the second period for her first action of the tournament. McGregor's deflected pass from the right wing fell to Emma Lamberton to score on the power play, while Lydia Lutwich converted with a neat wraparound for GB's seventh. GB scored 3 times in 48 seconds as Lamberton, McGregor and Forbes all netted their second goals of the afternoon. Lamberton buried the puck on the rebound, McGregor slid the puck under the netminder on the doorstep, and Forbes scored on the backhand after a goalmouth scramble. Talia Davidson-Wright scored at the back door as GB stretched their lead to 11-0 after 2 periods. New Zealand got on the scoreboard within 14 seconds of a restart through Jess Ryle's close-range finish. GB scored twice in 80 seconds through Lutwich's backhand finish and a one-timer by Newlands from the right circle. Perseverance in front of the net saw Forbes complete her hat-trick at 46-15 and Fulbourn netted a neat shot on the backhand. Alicia Potts completed the scoring when she cut across the zone and fired the puck into the bottom left-hand corner. Mila Peroni was named player of the game for GB and Cameron Linton for New Zealand. In the days of the games, Kazakhstan beat Chinese Taipei 6-0, as did Latvia over the Netherlands. GB won the gold medal and promotion to the Under-18 Women's Division 1 World Championship with a thrilling 3-2 victory over host Latvia in Riga in Game 4. Both teams went into the game with 100% winning records, and GB produced a stunning performance to seal top spot with a game to spare. Lucy Holiday started between the pipes with O'Doherty as backup. GB settled into the game strongly with Rebecca Voslinski and Isabella Jajinska going close in the first part of an opening period, played at a frenetic pace. But Latvia took the lead through Charlotta Stahler's shot from the left circle. A well-worked goal saw GB equalise as Cassie McGregor and Emma Lamberton combined to set up Ruby Newlands, who beat Nicola Selavica with a neat backhand finish that clipped the far post and went in glove side. Holiday made an excellent save to turn away Chiara Zelabowska's shot from the slot in the opening stages of period 2. GB killed off 2 successive Latvia power plays, but just after the second one was completed, the hosts went ahead through Emilia Yakovleva's shot through traffic. Britain were level just 94 seconds later as aggressive play in the neutral zone saw Talia Davidson-Wright send Lily Endicott clear to convert superbly on the breakaway. Having taken 2 to 3 strides, she guided the puck home, glove side. Endicott went close twice in succession at the start of the third period, and at the other end, Holiday made 2 great saves to deny Zelabowska. GB won it with a quite breathtaking goal as Endicott's cross-ice pass found Newlands, who took the puck from her own zone, beat 2 Latvian players and fired the puck low past Selavica with under 3 minutes remaining. Having deked past the on-rushing Emilia Kaza, Newlands raced onto the loose puck to get past Charlotta Stahler, but was forced wide. As she crossed the face-off dot, she drilled a low shot, which beat Nicola Selavica block aside. It was a crowning moment for the 2 players who have been a part of the last 4 Under-18s World Championships, Newlands and Endicott having experienced Istanbul, Dumfries and Heerenveen, combined to perfection in Riga to put their team one step closer to promotion. Latvia lifted Selavica for the extra outskater, and Holiday made 2 excellent close-range saves as GB scored a quite memorable victory. Millie Fulbourn was named player of the game for GB, with Emilia Yakovleva for Latvia. In the day's earlier games, New Zealand beat Chinese Taipei 4-3 to avoid relegation, while Kazakhstan beat Netherlands 11-0 to confirm a medal place. In Game 5, Great Britain beat Chinese Taipei 10-2 to complete the tournament, with a 100% record. GB, who had already secured the gold medal and promotion with the previous day's victory over Latvia, put on another clinic of a performance to make it 5 wins from 5 games. Mia Forbes became the first GB player to score 4 goals in 1 game, as well as 2 hat-tricks in a tournament. Alicia O'Doherty started between the pipes for her GB debut, with Lucy Holiday as backup. Rebecca Voslinski put GB ahead after only 48 seconds, before Wang Shuyu equalised for Chinese Taipei. Goals from Emma Lamberton and Forbes saw GB go to the first intermission with a 3-1 advantage. In the second session, Millie Fulbourn scored GB's 4th, Ruby Newlands netted short-handed, and Forbes grabbed her 2nd of the afternoon. Yu Jinru was on target for Chinese Taipei's 2nd goal before Talia Davidson-Wright scored on a power play for GB. Forbes completed her hat-trick and 25 seconds later scored her 4th goal. Davidson-Wright netted her 2nd of the afternoon just a second before the buzzer. Ellie Shaw was named GB player of the game, with Wei Chia Chen for Chinese Taipei. Netherlands beat New Zealand 3-0 to claim 4th place, with Kazakhstan taking silver after beating host Latvia 7-4. After a medal ceremony, Lucy Holiday was named GB's MVP of the tournament and goalie of the tournament, while Ruby Newlands was named WIHF forward of the tournament. Ruby also set a series of records over the course of her GB Under-18s career, and the following includes all 4 tournaments she has played in: most all-time goals with 15, most all-time points with 24, and most points in a single tournament with 13. 11 different GB players, all of which were forwards, scored a goal, with 9 of them scoring more than once. All 13 forwards came away with multiple points, while 5 defenders also chipped in with assists. Mia Forbes scored 7 goals, with Ruby Newlands and Emma Lamberton scoring 5 times each. Lily Endicott netted 4 times. The all-Whitley Bay line of Cassie McGregor, Emma Lamberton and Ruby Newlands combined for 12 goals and 31 points. The all-Queen Bees line of Rebecca Voslinski, Lily Endicott and Talia Davison-Wright combined for 8 goals and 18 points. The third line of Kingston pair Lydia Lutwich and Millie Fulbourn, along with Solihull forward Alicia Potts, bagged a combined 7 goals and 13 points, while the fourth line of Guildford's Mila Peroni and Izzy Jazinska, along with Kingston's Mia Forbes and Queen Bees forward Isabel Bennett, netted 8 goals and 20 points. The GB defence were brilliant throughout the tournament, with Queen Bees and Swindon Topcats, Amelia Williams and Ellie Shaw paired together. Their teammate Miley Dracy lined up alongside Kingston's Grace Cooper, while Guildford's Kiva Parsons and Solihull Bristol player Ellen Pereira-Murray formed the third pairing. Guildford's May Sullivan rotated in and came away with a point with an assist. With first-choice goalie Evelyn Brown unavailable for the tournament, duties fell to Lucy Holliday of Cushing Academy, who started the first 4 games, while Alicia O'Doherty of Hoosac School started the game against Chinese Taipei. Collectively, the pair only given up 6 goals during the tournament, with Holliday posting a shutout against the Netherlands. Quite simply, GMM, gold medal mentality. Ruby Newlands and Emma Lamberton were key offensive threats for GB, both scoring crucial goals in their opening 3-1 win over Kazakhstan. All 3 teams on the podium, Great Britain, Kazakhstan and Latvia, scored over 30 goals throughout the tournament, and Newlands and Lamberton set the pace. Named top forward, Newlands bettered her impressive performance from 2024, racking up 5 goals and 8 assists. Lamberton was in double digits for points as well, thanks to her 5 goals and 5 assists. The British didn't ease up on any of the opposing goaltenders. Their second game saw them outshoot the Netherlands 41-13, en route to a 3-0 shutout for goalie Lucy Holliday, the tournament's top goalie. They then outshot New Zealand by a whopping 69-10 margin to take a 16-1 victory, Great Britain's Mia Forbes scoring a hat-trick with 2 goal performances from 5 other players. Arguably GB's most important win, and their closest, was of course against Latvia. They faced the host nation on the penultimate day of competition, and this was the only game in which GB didn't get the first goal. Newland stepped up, tying the game at 1-1 in the first period, and then scoring the go-ahead goal for the winner with under 4 minutes remaining to give her country the 3-2 success. At this point, the British had essentially secured the gold, but they still capped the tournament off with a big win, beating Chinese Taipei 10-2. Silver and bronze were decided in the last game of the tournament, featuring Kazakhstan and Latvia, 2 teams that stacked up similarly. Both teams had lost to GB, and both had beaten the Netherlands, New Zealand and Chinese Taipei. Both teams came into the game with some outstanding offensive performances, and by the end of the tournament, both rosters had all but one skater with at least 1 point. Both teams had 14-goal wins on January 21st, and both teams had 2 shutouts. Unsurprisingly, their first 2 periods saw back-and-forth action. The teams exchanged goals in the first period, entering the second period tied at 2. A short-handed goal gave Latvia a 3-2 lead, but the Kazakhs responded and tied the game. This tie was short-lived, however, with the Latvians scoring just 29 seconds later to make it 4-3. The third period belonged to Kazakhstan, who scored 4 unanswered goals to win 7-4 and take the silver, Latvia settling for bronze. Kazakhstan's Sofia Zubkova, who scored 9 goals and 9 assists for 18 points, and Sofia Muravyeva, who scored 9 goals and 4 assists for 13 points, were the tournament scoring leaders. While this was Zubkova's third World Championship competition, it was the first for Muravyeva. Latvia had several standout players, including the tournament's top defender, Emilia Yakovleva. Latvian captain Chiara Paula Zelabovska led the tournament in assists with 10, and Hanna Strausser leading her team with 8 goals. Despite scoring only 5 goals all tournament and getting shut out in 3 straight games, the Netherlands finished 4th, ahead of New Zealand. The Dutch opened the tournament with a 2-1 win over Chinese Taipei, overcoming an early 1-0 deficit. They wouldn't win again until the last day of the competition, an important matchup against New Zealand. 14-year-old rookie Jente Koolwijk scored twice to help the Netherlands to a 3-0 win, with goalie Robin Verkijk getting the shutout. As for New Zealand, they struggled to generate shots and allowed a lot of shots against. Even in their one win, a 4-3 victory over Chinese Taipei, the Kiwis were outshot 43-27. They scored all 4 of their goals that game in the first period, including 2 from Nehis Gordon, leading 4-1 after 20 minutes. Chinese Taipei attempted to even the score, but New Zealand held on for the win, which aided them to avoid relegation. It was a tough tournament for Chinese Taipei, who were relegated to this division after finishing last in Division 1 Group B last year, and will now be relegated yet again to Division 2 Group B due to their 5 losses. While their games against New Zealand and the Netherlands were 1-goal decisions, Chinese Taipei struggled with the 3 top teams. They conceded 14 goals to Latvia and 12 to Great Britain, with Kazakhstan shutting them out 6-0. GB head coach Sean Ollerson said game management was key to his side's success at the tournament, as GB won the gold medal and promotion to Division 1 after 4 straight wins and sealed the success with a game to spare. Ollerson said, "I am incredibly proud of the group, players and staff. Everyone bought into our vision and stuck to our systems, helping us achieve our goal of winning gold and gaining promotion. The resilience and patience of the group throughout each game has been fantastic. Everything the coaching team have thrown at them, they've taken on board and adapted. They have also excelled in game management. Last night's game proved testament to that. Every member has played their part in this great achievement. I am one very proud coach. I'd like to sincerely thank the IHUK board for their backing, as well as UK Sport and National Lottery for their continued support." Ice Hockey UK CEO Henry Starland said, "We are extremely proud of this group and the achievement. It is so well deserved. We will continue to invest record amounts into the women's pathway, as there is so much potential still to come." Well, that does it for this week then, and the final word really has to go to the GB 18s. Well done, girls. You've served our country proud.
Please make sure you're following us across all social media platforms.
To keep you fully up to date with all things WNIHL.
On Facebook,
Follow Ice Maidens, the voice of women's ice hockey.
And check out the website at icemaidens.wordpress.com.
On Instagram and on Twitter.
you can find the podcast,
At ZPG Ice Maidens.
And for YouTube,
you can subscribe to Zero Pucks Given.
Please like, follow, share and subscribe
it all does wonders for spreading the good word
of the ZPG network.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
At your job, do you ever have to deal with a nose roller? How about a snub pulley? Well, if you're installing a new conveyor belt system, dealing with the different components can sound like you're speaking a foreign language. Luckily, you've got a team ready to help. Grainger's technical product specialists are fluent in maintenance, repair, and operations. So whenever you want to talk shop, just reach out. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.